Manchester United won, Fulham won. The defending champions are out. Fulham knocked Manchester United via penalties, 4-3 on penalties. Brand Leno, the hero of the day, saved Chido Obi, what's his name? Chido Obi Martin, right? He saved that
Yeah,
extra time and he saved two penalties.
yeah. To be honest, I thought it was a proper cup game. First time I think since 1980. Am I right? Yeah, I think 1980 since last 1908 or so, something like that. Before last time Fulham won at Old Trafford in a cup game. Um, Yeah, for me, it was just another cup game. To be honest, it had everything. It had the saves, it had the moments. Obviously, I would always have bet that Fulham would score, given our defensive record. But uh, I think it has come to the point where no Manchester United, you can't talk about a Manchester United game without discussing set pieces, either on the defensive side or,
No,
or on the yeah.
our last game we were praising the set piece coach, but today we still
No,
consider.
no, no. To be honest, if you look at the whole bar that one error that led to the goal almost at the end of the first half, I thought Manchester United was decent. Trust me, on both sides, both defending and attacking sides of set pieces today. But then again, the highlight, you always talk about, the goal coming from a set piece. Um, Good ball into the box, and then Muniz flicked it, and then Bassi. Kudos to Bassi, to be honest. Like the way he
Direct
sort of
ball.
just directed the ball. The ball came with a pace and spin, and then all he just did was just direct the ball. I thought it was a proper striker's goal, if you ask me. Yeah, kudos to him. But then again, I expected Manchester United would have come up the second half and then be on the front foot. And if in all fairness, I don't think Manchester United played poorly in the first half. Even they had those moments, just half chances, but they were in the game. You wouldn't have said that Fulham, was in the game. To be honest, like I thought, Alex Iwobi had a stinker, for a game on the night. I also thought that Muniz rather, apart from the first half flicker and then the one where he got the ball, the long ball in between Maguire and Matthijs de Ligt. I don't think he had any other thing to do. I thought it was not until the former Arsenal Emmy Smith Rowe came on that you saw more of fluidity in the middle of the park for Fulham. But in all, to see Manchester United had a good game again. We needed a Bruno Fernandes to save us, to come up, with something. But that's not to put to light the efforts of Garnacho and Jogodalo. I don't know if you have noticed in the last couple of games, our wing backs are beginning to bring more balls into the boxes, and I
Yeah.
think you could see,
The three at the back formation, the creativity comes from your wing backs.
yeah. So you're
Only
beginning
there,
to see more.
nothing will happen. Nothing
Yeah,
will
you're
happen.
beginning to see more balls coming into
Yeah.
the box from the wide, and good thing, the goal today came off that, and it's going to be there to show the players that look, this thing can work. This is what it is. I thought that Højlund had a decent game. He made those dotted runs.
I don't think so.
That's why I said a decent game. He made the dotted runs and all that thing. But you would understand, for someone who haven't scored in the last I think 4 or 5 months now, um low in confidence. But I thought he was a handful for the strikers, for their defenders. Honestly, he was taking them wide. Particularly the is it Ericsson, what's his name? Christensen or something like that. The Fulham central back. He had a decent game, but there is a bit of a different dynamics which I noticed upon the introduction of Chido Obi. I thought Chido Obi took a
No,
more,
we
more
didn't talk
central
about
role. Yeah,
the
yeah,
youngins that came in. The defender,
yeah.
Kido Martin.
Yeah, Isaac Hayden, first off. I'll speak of Isaac Hayden. To be honest, I don't think he threw any wrong foot. The Upon coming on, I think he held his ground. He was confident. He was present, and I think he's also good on the ball. I saw, he was very calm on the ball when he had possessions. When he sort of like drove the team forward, a few moments I saw, he was decent on the ball. But it's for me, it's a cameo of a debut, so we don't have so much to speak. But maybe until we see them in proper game. Lenny Hero again, proper Rolls Royce, calm on the ball. To be honest, I think that he's beginning to grow into the game. For me, I thought it was just a decent performance by Manchester United. Was able to stay into the game without depth in on the bench. Uh, hats off for Zexi again, Joshua Zexi. Boy, oh boy, man is coming live. To be honest, I think that's the proper football player we've got there. Good on the ball, good, in very tight spaces, holding off the oppositions, linking plays, you know, passes, good on the ball. I think it's just about time before we begin to see this side click again. And I think we're getting there. We're able to play in shapes now on the offensive and defensive, phases of the game. We're beginning to play in shape. Like, to be honest, I'm so very happy that we're out of this cup, because we would have maybe, by luck, go ahead, get into the final, and maybe win again, and we're back in Europe, whatever. I really want us to stay away from any international competition next season. To be honest, I just want Manchester United to stay in the Premier League and the English Cup games. I'm talking the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. That's just what I want Manchester United to play. Yeah, I really,
Now that
don't.
you're out of Africa, what's giving you the confidence that you're going to win the Europa League? And
I
you're
don't. That
playing
and
against
to
Real
be honest,
Sociedad. You know the way
to be
Manchester
honest,
United struggles against Spanish teams.
to be honest with you, I don't even want us. I want us to exit the Europa League. I sound like a devil's advocate at the point, but I understand. Look, you may tell me, oh, there's still a lot to play for. I don't care, like, because we just go ahead, manage to win cup games, in seasons, and it's like we have good seasons, and it's like all the pains. I want us to end the season in pain. I want all of our hearts pierced and with almost nothing to look for the future. So we go back and do the proper rebuilding. This has been rebuilding that has been called for well over 12 seasons. And we have one bad season, we go to the next season, win a couple games, win some cup tournaments, and then it's like, oh, no, the whole cosmetic thing has to end. And to be honest, like, I'm so very happy they're out of the cup game today. Now we're out of Carling Cup. Tottenham knocked us off. Today, Fulham have knocked us off. To be honest, I don't need Manchester United. I don't hope. Maybe they stay in, get to the final, and lose it in the Europa League if they're able. But to be honest, if Manchester United exits the Europa League, I will really be happy, because I need a United team that is going to begin the proper building. One full season away from international football, getting as much fresh players you get in that is going to be able to play what the coach is playing. Young players who are hungry, who are not, out there on the whole media thing. Get them in, get a deep squad, mix a mix of guys you're going to bring in and guys you're going to get from the academy. To be honest, that's what I really want. So it's a very decent game today. Like Onana again, but I thought from last game I started noticing he rushes out now for corner kicks. He sort of like is taking more commanding positions rather than just staying on his line and being all funny. Now coming out to try to punch balls, trying to steal the ball off the heads of the attacking players during set pieces, corners, and whatever, and direct free kicks. So, or indirect free kicks. So I'm beginning to see that. I think there's a proper coaching, and there is the manager and his coaching crew are beginning to demand specific things from specific players in specific positions, and I'm beginning to see it. Like for the wing players, there is now the demand that, look, once you're wider, you get the ball, bring the ball into the box, create chances. We're beginning to see that happen. We're beginning to see, to be honest, now Garnacho is becoming more dangerous because he can, and that was what Ruben said. He can go both ways now. Garnacho can go in on his right and strike or lay off the ball. He can go out wide rather with his left foot and bring in balls into the box. And I think that was what Ruben said when he sat him out, with the time he sat him and Rashford out, and said he wants him to be a more dangerous, a complete winger that you can't really determine where you can't predict him. Yeah, you can't say this way. So he takes you on the left, he's effective. He takes you to the right, he's effective. So I'm beginning to see that it's not so. It's not much of a finished product yet. It's still being built. It's still built, but we're beginning to see those things, and that's why for me, I'm not so eager about Manchester United being out there in some competitions and whatever. To be honest, I just want us to stay inside of England and next season and do the proper rebuilding.
What are your final thoughts? Let's round up.
My final thoughts. A decent game. To be honest, I think the last couple of games now. I think this is the third or fourth game in a row where we're seeing the team compete. We're seeing the team create. and I'm also very happy to see Isaac Heaven rather, as in Heaven. Come on, I thought he was good today. I just hope that he's one for the future, and I just hope that he goes on to become the player that he's been projected to be. Trudeau for me, Obi today was outstanding, if you ask me. But I'm going to give him his praises on the night. But obviously, we're not to shout him out too much. At least he gets into his head. But I thought he was a handful for the defenders. Bassi, particularly, he was a handful for Bassi. And even when he had two free Fulham defenders on him, he was able to get the balls out. He was physical. I think we saw the striker's instincts, the way he positioned himself, the way he
Yeah.
started he started to finish the ball. The one that I think towards the end of the second half, I'm talking now in the 90th minutes, where he struck with his right foot that went wide. We saw the half chance, with some link up plays. Then we saw the one that he opened up his body, that needed the Leno's world class save. So for me, I think, and something struck me differently. In a game or in a team where we are saying we don't create chances and we're not doing enough for, how come Chido is able to get himself into those positions and is able to get those balls? So that was why I was watching the game. I was a bit questioning Hoyland. Is it about Hoyland's strike IQ, footballing IQ as a central forward, or is it about he and Zexi not being a proper link? But because I thought that, like, in the places where we struggled to see our central forward, now I'm talking Hoyland, be a handful. I'm talking in dangerous places in the box within the ATL. We saw Chido there. We saw him getting a lot of balls in those positions. We even saw the half chance that would have been a penalty, maybe, on another day, or at least would have demanded a VAR review. But so how comes Hoyland is not getting into those positions and creating those kind of chances? How come is he always finding himself 20 yards, from it goal line, 30 yards, 25 yards, and struggling with it? So I think I need to.
I've told you this before. He doesn't focus on the ball and his positioning. He is interested in fighting the defenders. That's why he's forgetting all those things. If he focuses on positioning and looking for the ball or looking for space, looking for where the space is, you will see the ball will be getting to him. But instead, he's interested in fighting defenders. That's why you don't see all those things. Look at the way Obi Martin was playing. Looking for space. Okay, as a number 9, I'm supposed to be here. Running away from the defenders, trying to confuse the defenders. But Hoyland is always trying to battle defenders. That's the first thing that comes to his mind. Let me fight this guy. I want to show this guy I'm stronger than him. That's just his problem. If you can talk that thing out of him, he'll do well. So,
Yeah,
thanks
so
for.
it's just for me. Like I said, decent performance. I'm just happy. Why I'm really happy is that I think we're beginning to see the team take a shape and the identity. They are getting a bit confident in the identity. Like Ruben said in the interview I watched, for MUTV, that he has been clear to certain players, and they've had very honest discussions that certain players will have to move on. A good number of players will have to move on. At the end of the season. So we're hoping for that shake-up. I think come the beginning of the next season, I think we're going to see a lot of new faces. I'm predicting about four, 5 new faces. I think very young, maybe unannounced names. To be honest, I'm expecting very infamous
Summer is
names.
not
Yeah.
far. The summer is
Say
not.
again?
I said the summer is not far again. Let's wait and
The
see.
summer is just a couple months in. 4 months, 4 months there about, like, to the summer, and then
Thank you very much for
yeah.
joining me.
Yeah. Thank you, Alan. Enjoy your evening. Yeah. Bless.